So Ken and I have now finished documenting the entire wiring loom. This is part number 429 from ESM, which I bought many years ago, and we figured the only way to work out what to do is to lay it all out on the table like this and mark every wire. How do we know how to do that? It's the wiring diagram, of course. So we found this one. I'm not sure who prepared this, but it seemed pretty good and is almost perfectly correct for this car, and I could print it in color, which is really good and very useful. It's not 100% accurate. For instance, the wire that goes from the flasher unit to the flasher warning light is meant to be light green, but it's actually green purple in the loom. And when I say loom, I mean both the original, as I call it, loom from ESM, but also the secondary harness, which I had to buy to make this work, which is the 8-way flasher relay. Now this was fitted to, I think, cars in the 50s, maybe early 60s, that didn't have separate indicators. The Series 3 cars, the minor 1000s, when they were sold in the US, because they don't have trafficators, as you can see on my car, we just have blanking plates for where the trafficators or semaphores used to be, and that means the rear lights double up as brake lights and indicators. So this 8-way relay, through some electronic wizardry inside, which I don't fully understand, makes that work. Now, if you have one of those and your car is late 50s, US car, maybe other markets as well, you have to buy another loom, this additional harness, which I've got strung up here. Not terribly easy to see. We did the same thing with this loom, and actually it's 2 looms. So we're talking 3 looms altogether. The 429 loom and this 417 loom, that's the part number on ESM, contains 2 parts. So we looked at every single wire on here, identified what they are, marked them up with these little sticky tabs, and finally worked it out and cracked it. And it also helped to lay out the original loom from the car, the original 1959 loom, which, as you can see, is in very poor condition. The fabric around the loom is completely disintegrated. The wire itself is actually okay. The connections at the end are obviously a bit doubtful. You probably could resurrect this. In fact, you certainly could if you wanted to, if you had the time and the energy to redo all the connections at the end, resolder all the bullets, etc. And it would work. I'm pretty sure of that. But I got so excited when I bought the car in 2015, I went ahead and ordered the loom back then. And I probably still would have got a new loom, no matter what, because it looks fresh and would have been difficult to get this looking original, I think. Anyway, so as you can see, 2 tables. The old loom on one table, part of the new loom on the other one, and the additional harness. Now actually, when I say 3 looms, there's actually a 4th one, because at the very back of the car you have to have this short length of loom here, which connects the left and the right hand rear light units, so it's complicated. But if you're diligent and you get a good wiring diagram, and you take your time and document everything, then it becomes clearer. I also use this one. This is the wiring diagram from the original workshop manual, and I printed out this little sheets showing the colors. I tried to color it myself, it just was too difficult. And these two are almost identical. There are a few differences. One of the things about this one I found, I don't know who created it, but it's really good. But it was missing the white wire that goes from the ignition switch to the fuse unit. I couldn't work out why this side of the loom was connected to the fuse unit and this one wasn't. Well, it's because the diagram was incomplete. Once I had that, I thought, oh, okay, I think I might be starting to understand this. Okie dokie, so that's the loom, and so I'm feeling pretty confident that I'll be able to get this working. Now I'm going to work on the rear lights again, and what I've just found out is that the new light, compared to the old light, is slightly different. The rear lights have to have both a stop and a brake, and that's why you've got two wires and you've got a dual filament bulb. You can see in there are two connections at the base of the bulb, and it's earthed through the body. The old light unit, which is right here, has this connector for an earth wire. So there are two alternatives. I could simply bolt this to the body and hope it's a good earth, but actually what I'm going to do is run a little earth cable or grounding wire from this bolt to a solid place in the back, probably the bumper bar, just to make sure it gets a good earth. I wondered if there was some way I could attach an earth wire to this unit. I don't think so. I don't think that would be a good idea. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to attach an earth wire here, make sure we get a really good connection, and that should work. The rear lights are here. These are the new ones. The old ones are in these bags. They were, I would say, they were pretty well pitted. And also the fittings. This fitting was intact, but they wanted it broken off. So I decided to get new ones. So here are the new ones. This is the left-hand one. These are actually handed. 1066 is left-hand. Written upside down there. Whoops. And the other one, 1067, is right-handed. But the gaskets that go between the lamp and the body of the car, ESM only sells one universal one. Notice the original ones, this is the left-hand one, are indeed handed. They're stamped LH and RH. So they appear to be just about right. Also, I noticed on the old one, the original one, there's a way for the wires to come through the gasket here. The new one doesn't have such a hole. I've actually been punching holes here to try and duplicate what was on the old one. So we'll see if that works. They just obviously need to be big enough to take the bullets from the lamp. So there we are, we've got 4 holes, and hopefully testing the number plate light. Cleaned up the contacts, connected to a source. Hey! Well, that's okay then. That's quite a satisfying job. Now I've got one more clip which I'm going to put there, but that's being painted right now. Okay. And there's the earth wire. I've actually used one of the wires from the car, not a replacement, because it's a good enough piece of wire. It tests out fine. I just put a new eyelet connector on the end. Right, now here's the new light base, and as you can see, for some strange reason the gasket is a lot bigger. So I'm going to screw it in temporarily, mark it up, and then cut around the gasket. I think that'll do us.